Hey, Tony, talking trash. Back at you again. I'm following up on the Zappa thing. I looked through my collection here. There's a couple things I wanted to show you guys, to talk to you guys about. Let me see if I can grab a pile of these, and we shall start. The first would be something to show you by these grandmother's records. Just looking up Granny's Dress. This is one that was done by Carl Black, Jimmy Carl Black, some of the other folks here that were here, Buzz Gardner, Don Preston, and such. Put these records out. Really good records. And you've got Zapped, which is a nice compilation of the Zappa Bizarre label deal here. I've got this here. It's a nice record. Geronimo Black. You got Geronimo Black. And who is that? You know who it is. It's Jimmy Carl Black and there's Bunk Gardner standing right beside him here. Kind of what happened at the end of Zappa. You've got another grandmother's record here. And this is the first one here with, looks like Elliot Ingebar and Jimmy Carl Black and Don Preston largely driving the show here with this one. Here's a Dweezil, my mother's a space cadet. And crunchy water, crunchy water, crunchy water. I just told you about that Frank Zappa for President thing at St. Clair thing that we didn't have. Ike Wallace's solo record here. This is a really good thing. Should have gone before I left. Pretty good band, pretty good record on Enigma Records, actually. Got a deal with Enigma. Next is the fantastic Feeding the Monkeys at New Maison after Zappa died with Secular Humanism, Buffalo Voice. Feeding the Monkeys, a 20-minute piece. Really fantastic. Buffalo Voice, fantastic too. An expanded version on this. Again, St. Clair based, right up my alley. Funky Nothingness, I'm not even going to show you. I wish I didn't buy it. I don't want to reward the trust by giving them this. Here is one of the ones here that was put out for you can't do that on stage anymore, the sampler. It's got some stuff on it if you look from some of the different areas, but it's also got a couple of things, I think, on here that are not on any of them. Let me know if anybody knows specifically which ones they are. But I think a couple of these ended up never coming out, which just makes it kind of interesting that the only one on vinyl, or was the only one on vinyl, was not put out here. Let's talk about Serious Music, his bootleg I had here that has World's Greatest Sinner music on this. The beginning, his Run Slow Home, Revenge of the Knick-Knack People, Redunzo, Inca Roads, the early versions in 72 that are very interesting. And then part two, you've got on side two, you've got the whole Sinister Footwear portion of the program, and it's done by the Berkeley Symphony Orchestra. So it's a nicely recorded bootleg, and it's the reason why I have something like that, because it kind of has information on it you can't get anywhere else. Let's talk about some other stuff here. Let's talk about the Guitar World according to Frank Zappa. This was an actual thing that was put out. Down to Do solo from Heidelberg, Cologne, Atlanta. Some of these came out, some did not. Things that look like meat, some of this stuff came out. It did not. This is the album version of the cassette version. I actually have the cassette version too. But it was released by Guitar World magazine, man. And I don't count it as a regular record. Should I? Yeah, I got it, but I'm not going to do it. Let's talk about this one, Guitar Hernia. Here's another one with some other live good solos. And you've got some really good stuff here. Heidelberg, Down the Do, Atlanta. This is, again, before Down the Do came out, and then on the revised leather record. Here's the European Meet the Mothers of Prevention. We don't have some of the stuff here with this. We got a little more HR 2911. One Man, One Vote. I don't even care, which is substituted for the Porn Wars thing here. For some reason, no Porn Wars in the West. The Valley Girls single. Valley Girl. There's Little Moon. For that record, that book she wrote, huh? That's something. El Shankar's record from 1979, Simon Phillips released from Zappa Records. Here is a really fantastic single with Ancient Armaments on B-side. I don't want to get drafted. Just one of the best solos there between him and Vinny going off. The Comp, Mother Mania, and some of the stuff about the ride over Berlin. The box set version of Joe's Garage. We get all three in one box here. That's something there. Use a couple more things here and we'll cut down. The only one of the You Can't Do That on Stage was ever released on vinyl because I guess Helsinki, because people demand it. It's the best band ever. It's the Ruth Underwood, Chester Thompson, George Duke Band, man. Tamershi Dwayne, Dog Meat, Big Swifty. Cheapness, don't you ever watch that thing? I mean, just, the Roxy stuff on steroids. It's really just amazing and off the chart. Now, go ahead and finish it up. You've done one. Let's do the other ones. Here's a rare meat. There's a couple different versions of this early stuff. Dear Jeepers, Letter from Jeepers, Cradle Rock, some of this other stuff every time I see. What was the other one you did here? How's your bird? Yeah, how's your fanny? How's your bird? Okay, you've got this great version here of the Primordial Record Store Day version of Pigs and Ponies here, and you're talking about the mono versions of Lumpy Gravy. And this is really, really good and worth the money. And finally here, I'm going to get into a couple things. This is basically a Zappa record, King Kong. This is done on Liberty Records. This is done with World Jazz Pacific, actually. But it is the violin of Jean-Luc Ponty. Or Guido X, I think he's calling this, where he plays guitar and sings. It's just a great record. It's Frank's music. Something really to have. And I'm going to save the last one for one. This freaking record drove me out of my mental capacities for years and years of not seeing it or dismissing it. But I finally got it, man. Lucille's messed my mind up. Jeff Simmons, the aforementioned bass player who split when Martin Laker took over the band. Easy Chair from the band Easy Chair. And, really great. And everybody likes it. And I think he's great. He's got a hairdryer looking at you. But this, to me, is a record that I really sought after for a long time. Same thing. Oh, I've got the GTOs over there, too. Shit, I should have picked that one up, too. But that's filed under the GTOs. But these are records that I feel are hard to find. I don't know how much they're worth now. But it doesn't matter how much they cost sometimes. You just don't see them. And on that note, I will bid you guys adieu. I wanted to say one thing, too, that I just picked up a crap load of new ECM records from CD Seller in Washington, D.C. If anybody sees that, man, you might want to go there and look at it. I've already had my pick on it. There's a couple more I want to get, but they even had that Maupin, that Benny Maupin one that was for $140, the ECM one. Oh, killing me, man. I really want it. But anyway, thank you guys a lot for tuning into this. This is kind of a show and tell, another show and tell here. I appreciate you subscribing. Any comments you have that, or you have any other neat things you think anybody should know about, please let me know. I'm a big Zappa fan, as you can tell. Man, I love the man. I loved him. I've been devastated ever since he's been gone. But anyway, may he rest in peace. And thank you guys. And you guys have a good evening here. And we will catch you next time. Thank you.